Welcome to this video on the basic module of WellCAD. We start by importing a LAS file. We go to File, Import, Single File. WellCAD will also allow you to import multiple files, but in this video we will not go into it. We select Single File, then navigate to the location of the LAS file, and we press OK. The LAS import window opens and it shows all the logs that are in the LAS file, with the units, descriptions and log type. We select the desired logs that we want to import by simply checking the boxes next to them. For this exercise, we want all the logs to be imported. We make sure that all the boxes are checked, and then we press Import Selection. On the left-hand side, we can see the Explorer bar, we can see the log names, and the light bulbs next to each log. By turning off a light bulb, we make a log invisible in the borehole document, and we turn on the light bulb again to make it visible in this borehole document. Note that we did not delete the log, we just made it invisible. On the right hand side, there is the Properties bar where you can control the display of each log. We can change your title, for instance, to Gamma, and change the pen color to red. We can change the pen width, and we can change the filter width to make the curve look smoother. Note that we did not change any values of the log. We just changed the display. Further down, we can make changes to the scale of the log display. Next to low, you can see the minimum value of the log, and next to high is the maximum value. Based on these values, WellCAD selected a suitable scale. Of course, you can change it, and in this case, we change it to 250. We can also change the color of the vertical grid lines. When all the logs are of the same type, as in this case they are well logs, we can change some of the features in one go. To do that, we press down on the Control key and select the logs that we want to change. We go to Properties, and in this instance we change the pen width to make them all the same width. We apply the same filter to the logs, and we change the grid line color so that they're all consistent. You can rearrange the position of the logs in different ways. You can activate the snap grid by clicking on it, and then select a log using the mouse, and then you can simply move it around. Once the log is selected, you can see the cursor changing into a double arrow, and you can reduce or increase the size of this log. Another way is by using the Document Layout bar. You select the first log, the reference log, then press the Control key and select the second log. You can even select all the other logs that you want to have the same width. In the Document Layout bar, you can select Make the Same Width option. Now they have all the same width. In order to put them side by side, you press Control key and select all the logs in the order in which you want them to be displayed. In the Document Layout bar, you select Align Side by Side option, and you can see that they are nicely displayed side by side. If you want to overlay two logs on top of each other, select the first log, press the Control key, and then select the second log. We can use the Align Left and Right option in the Document Layout bar. We can repeat this with the other logs. Now we're happy with the position of the logs. Next, we want to change the color of the caliper to give it more contrast. We can change the style of the line and make it dashed. Once we're happy with the display, we can insert a lithology log into the borehole document. There are two ways of doing this. If we want to add lithology by doing the interpretation in WellCAD, we can go to Edit, Insert New Generic Log, and select Lithological Log. An empty lithological log will be displayed. We rename it to lithology. To add a lithology band, I select the log title and press the Shift key down and drag an interval. To display the lithology dictionary, we go to View, Toolbars, and we can select Litho. To load a different dictionary, we go to the Properties and select Pattern Dictionary and reload a new dictionary. We select a pattern, press down Shift key and drag it to the interval. WellCAD uses the previous pattern. We can select a new pattern and drag and drop it down to change the lithology. We can also add a new interval. Another way of changing the lithology is to move the cursor over the interval. When the cursor becomes a hammer, and then click on it and you can change the lithology straight away. If you get the lithology interpretation from a third party, example a petrophysicist, the data can be delivered as an ASCII file. If you want it to be imported into the borehole document, we open the file, example in Excel, then select the top and bottom, depths and lithology code and copy them to the clipboard. We go back to WellCAD and press Paste. The file import window opens. We make sure that we have the correct title and units options selected by selecting them both and the Data tab delimited. We can view the data on the right-hand side. For the data type, we choose Litholog and we press OK. A new Litholog is displayed with the default dictionary loaded. What we can do now is to assign the correct dictionary in the properties. And we can merge these two lithological logs by selecting them both, right-click and select Merge. For overlapping areas, we select number 1 and the data imported from the petrophysicist instead of our own interpretation. To create more space, we overlay the lithological log with the porosity log using the document layout bar. We may want to import some image logs from another WellCAD document. So we go to File, Import into Current Document, select Single File, then go to the WellCAD document that contains the image logs and we press Go. Merge options is not relevant here and we just press OK. For all the logs from the imported document are now imported into the current borehole document. We can rearrange the positions of the newly imported logs. Now that we're happy with the display, we can save this view or template by going to View, Save Template, and Save Template. We will want to give it a name and then press Save. We close the borehole document without saving it, and now we import the last file again into WellCAD. We rename the GRDE to Gamma, and we import the lithological log again. And we re-import the WellCAD file with the image logs. Now we go to View, Apply Template, and apply the saved templates. Now everything is displayed nicely. Now we want to change the color palette for the travel time and amplitude. So we select the travel time. We go to Data Display and then Palette, and then click on the drop-down menu. And we select the FMI color palette, which is commonly used for image logs. We can repeat this for the amplitude. If we want to change the depth scale, we right-click on the depth log title and we select 1:40. Now we want to export the borehole document. However, we are not interested in the upper part of the borehole above the image logs. So to limit the export, we go to File, Page Setup, enter the desired depth range, and in this case from 3.5 meters downwards, and we press OK. To export, we go to File, Export Single File. In the drop-down menu we have many options, and we select Export to PDF format. We enter the title and press Save, and then we select Single Page Export, which will export everything to a single page. We can also export to standard page sizes such as A4, A5. However, we select Single Page and press OK. Now we have the borehole document exported into a PDF file. Thank you for watching this video.